Hi everybody, this is Crystal. Today I'm going to show you how to make this little vintage dress pot holder. I'm going to move my camera up so you can see it here. So it's pretty easy. Let me set it to the side here. And what I'm going to be using is Peaches and Cream, which is a medium weight 100% cotton. And I'm using mine for decoration purpose only because it does have holes in it. But if you want to line it or something, you can use it as a pot holder, but you want to make sure that you use cotton if you're going to use it for a pot holder, because acrylic will melt. If you're using it just for decoration like I am, you don't have to use the cotton. You can use acrylic. Either one will work. And there's 120 yards per skein. And I've got two colors. And 2 skeins will make 2 pot holders. So the first color I have is called Fresh Lilac, and then I just got regular white. So what I'm going to do is I made this one this color, and then I'm going to make my next one to match it, but it's going to be opposite color. Like wherever there's purple, it's going to be white, and wherever there's white, it's going to be purple. So 2 skeins will make a set of pot holders like that, opposite colors. And then I'm going to be using a size H, which is a 5mm crochet hook. So first we'll start off with the ring part. And you want to start with the slip knot on your hook. And we're going to work a chain of 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now we're going to come down to the very first one, and we're going to slip stitch into it, and that's going to make a big ring. Like that. And then we're going to chain 1. And now we're going to work 28 single crochets through the center of this ring. So we're going to go right through the ring and single crochet. We want to do that 28 times. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and as you go along you might have to pull them. You can make them tight because they're going to be tight around this ring. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and I'm going to pull them down again. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and here it's 28. And now you want to do a slip stitch into the first single crochet that you made, not the chain 1 that we did, but the first single crochet. So if you need to count back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. To see which one it is. But it's the first single, not the chain 1. Slip stitch into that, and you should have 28 single crochets now. And I'm going to switch colors here, and I always switch colors by clipping my yarn and tying off. Man, that's tight. I don't even know why it's so tight. There we go. Here, I'll get it sometime. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is pull up my yarn and clip it. So I'm just going to clip my yarn here. Now if you know how to switch colors without tying off, you can do that, but I'm not very good at that, so I always tie off. If you watch my videos, you probably know that. Like that. So that is the ring. Now we're going to start. I'm going to start with my other color. And we're going to be working in the front loops only for this first part. So you can start in any stitch that you want. I'll probably start in the stitch next to the one that we just ended in. So maybe this won't be quite so noticeable. So in the front loop only, you see how there's 2 loops to each stitch. I'm going to go on the front one only. Like that. And I'm going to start my yarn there, and I'm going to do a chain of 1. And now I'm going to work right back into that same stitch, the front loop only, and I'm going to do a double crochet. 1 double. Like that. And now I'm going to work 1 double crochet into the next 13 stitches in the front loops only. So counting that one we just did, we'll have a total of 14. Remember, we're only working in the front loop. And this will be the 13th one, and then counting that very first one, you should have a total of 14 stitches now, all the way across. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to turn our work around, and we're going to work in the same stitches, but the back loops of those stitches. And we're going to do 14 double crochets this way. So what I'm going to do is find the back loop of this stitches right here. So I'm going to yarn over and working in the back loop of that same stitch that we just worked the front loop in, and double crochet like that. And now I'm going to put 1 double crochet in the back loops that we didn't do a while ago because we only worked in the front loops. So we should have 14 across. If you flip your work in half like this, you can see the back loops kind of just pop up. Okay, I did the 14 across the back in the back loops. So what you want to do now is just come back around here and slip stitch into your first double crochet. Not that chain one, but that first double that we did on the other side when we were working in the front loops. And I'm going to change colors, so I'm going to tie this off, clip it like that. So that's what it looks like so far. Now I'm going to start with my purple again. And you can start in any stitch that you want. I'll probably just continue working on starting all my stitches along the side, so maybe the seam isn't so noticeable. I'm just going to start in that stitch that I just left off in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work a V-stitch. I'm going to chain 1. Now I'm going to work a double crochet, a chain 1, a double crochet back into that same stitch. So I'm going to go right back into that same stitch and work 1 double. And then I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to work another double into that same stitch. Like that. So that's my V-stitch. Now I'm going to skip the next stitch, and I'm going to work a V-stitch into the next. So skip 1, and then put a double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet all into that next stitch. Then I'm going to skip 1 and V-stitch into the next. So skip this one and put a double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet. And I'm going to repeat this pattern all the way around. Skip 1 and V-stitch into the next, double, chain 1, and double, skip 1, V-stitch into the next, double, chain 1, and double, skip 1, and V-stitch into the next. And I'm just going to repeat this all the way around until I get back to the beginning. So just all the way around back to here. And when you get back to the beginning, you should have a total of 14 of these V-stitches. Okay, when you make it back around, you should have 1 stitch left to skip, and now you want to slip stitch into that first double crochet of the first V-stitch. Not the chain one we did, but that first double crochet. And again, I'm going to change colors. So I'm going to clip this off. Start again with another color. Starting to look like that now. So I'm going to go back to my white. And you can start anywhere you want. You want to start in one of the chain 1 spaces or in the middle of the V-stitch. So like right here is the V-stitch. Just start right in the space of it. And we're going to start off by chaining 1. And now we're going to do, I don't even know if this is the correct term, but I call it a double V-stitch. That's where we're going to put all into the same space. We're going to put 2 double crochets. So there's 1 and 2. And then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to go back into that same space and put 2 more double crochets. Just like that. Now I'm going to jump to my next chain 1 space in my next V-stitch, so right here, and I'm going to do another double V. So I'm going to do right through the space 2 double crochets, a chain of 1, and 2 more doubles. And I'm just going to repeat that all the way around. So I'm going to jump to my next V-stitch space, and I'm going to do a double V. So I'm going to go right in it and put 2 double crochet, chain 1, and 2 more double crochet. Like that. Jump to my next one and do it again. 2 doubles, chain 1, and 2 more doubles. So I'm going to repeat this all the way around, putting a double V-stitch in the chain 1 space of every V-stitch from the previous row. So here and here, here, all the way around. And when you get back to the beginning, you should have 14 of these double V-stitches. Okay, I've made it around, and I have 14 of these double V-stitches, and this is what it's starting to look like. Now I'm going to end it by slip stitching into the top of my first double crochet here of that first double V-stitch. And I'm going to change colors again. Sometimes I get mean messages about me changing colors the way that I do, tying off all the time. Like, I don't really know what the big deal is. Everybody does it their own way. Mean messages aren't necessary. Okay, now besides all the tails I got, I think it's a lot easier for me. I'm going to start again with my next color, and I'm going to start in the middle of one of these double V-stitches. And I'm going to start by chaining 1, and now I'm just going to do a double V-stitch in the middle of this double V-stitch. So I'm going to do 2 right in the middle of it, 2 double crochet, chain 1, and 2 double crochet. just like that. Now I'm going to do a chain 1, and then I'm going to jump to the next double V-stitch, which is right here, and I'm going to do a double V-stitch in the middle of it. So 2 doubles, chain 1, and 2 more doubles. So then I'm going to chain 1. So it's just like the row before, except for now we're chaining 1 in between the V-stitches. So I'm going to jump right here into the middle of my next one and do another one. So 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, and then chain 1 in between, jump to the next one and do it again. So I'm just going to repeat this pattern all the way around, back to the beginning, I stumbled on my words. And you should have a total of 14 still of these double V-stitches. Okay, once you make it all the way around, you want to make sure you chain 1 after your last double V-stitch there, and then we're going to slip stitch into the top of our first double crochet here. And now we're going to change colors again, like that, and this is what it starts to look like so far. Now this is where we're going to put the armholes on, and this we'll keep this color for a while now. It'll be the main part of the dress. So you want to get your piece lined up here, your shells kind of lined up. So what you want to do is, right here is where our 2 armholes will be, in between these shells, and on the other side it's going to be in between these shells. So you want to start your yarn holding these 2 pieces together, and we'll go put our hook through both of them, and we'll go ahead and pull our yarn up and start it, and we're going to chain 1. Now what we're going to do is work a double crochet right back into that same spot, so right through both of them, and that's going to create an armhole just like that. So now right here is what you have, is the start of one armhole. Now what we're going to do is jump over to our next double V right here, and we're going to do a double V stitch in it. So we're going to yarn over, and we're going to put 2 double crochet, chain 1, and then 2 double crochet all into that chain space. And now we're going to put 1 double crochet right here in between these next 2 stitches, just like that. And then we're going to jump here to the next double V stitch, and we're going to put a double V in it, 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, and then we will chain 1 right here in between the next, not chain 1, I'm sorry, double crochet right here in between these 2 V stitches. So go right through that space and double crochet. Now we're going to do another double V stitch into the chain 1 space of that V stitch here. So 2 double crochet, chain 1, and 2 double crochet. Now right here is where we're going to do the next armhole. So you fold it down like that, and right here we're going to double crochet these 2 chain spaces together. So we're just going to yarn over and go right through the 2 chain spaces, just like that, and double crochet, and that makes the next armhole. And then we're just going to kind of turn our work, and then we're going to just keep repeating that. So we'll be doing a double V stitch right here in the middle of this double V stitch. So 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles, and then 1 double crochet right here in between, and then 2 doubles, or double V-stitch here, and then a double crochet in between, and a double V-stitch here. You just keep repeating that until you get back to the beginning. Okay, once you make it back around to the beginning, I just did a double V-stitch there. So what I'm going to do is slip stitch into this first double crochet here that we made the arm spaces with. First double crochet that we did, like that. Now we're not going to tie off now. We're just going to start again. So you should have 6 of the V-stitches, and then you'll have 6 double crochets. So what we're going to do, start again, and we are going to chain 1. Now we're going to work 2 double crochets right back into this very first stitch. So there's 1 and 2. Now we're going to work a double V-stitch right here in the center of this double V-stitch. So the double V-stitches, they always stay lined up with each other. So you're always going to put one in the middle of the one before. Like that. And then we're going to jump to the next stitch, this double crochet here, and we're going to put 2 double crochets in the top of it. Like that. And then we're going to jump to the next stitch, and we're going to put a double V. Just like that. We're just going to keep repeating that. This stitch here, 2 double crochets in it, and then a double V here. And then 2 double crochets here into this double crochet. That. And then a double V here in that. And then we're just going to repeat that back to the beginning. I've made it back around to the beginning, and now I'm going to end by slip stitching into my first double crochet. And you still should have 6 of the double V stitches, and now you'll have 12 double crochets this round. Okay, we're going to start again by chaining 1, and we're going to work 2 double crochets right back into that same stitch, like that, and then we're going to put 1 double crochet into this next double crochet. And now we're going to skip these, and we're just going to jump to this next double V stitch, and we're going to double V stitch in it. Like that. And then we're going to skip these part of the V stitch, and we're going to come here to these 2 double crochets, and we're going to put 2 double crochets in the first one, and 1 double crochet into the next one, like that. And then we're going to skip these and jump to the next middle of the next double V stitch, and we're going to double V stitch in it. That. Skipping these stitches here and coming to these 2 double crochets, putting 2 double crochets in the first one, and then 1 double crochet into the next one. And that is what we're going to repeat all the way around until you get back to the beginning. Okay, I've made it to the end, and we're just going to skip these stitches of the V and slip stitch into our first double crochet, and you should have 6 of the double V's and 18 double crochets that round. Now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to work 1 double crochet right back into that same stitch, and then we're going to work 2 double crochets into the next stitch, and then we're going to work 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then we're going to skip these 2 of the V, and right here in this piece we're going to put a V, another double V right here in this chain space. That. Now we'll skip these 2 stitches of the V. We're going to be working in these stitches, these 3. So we're going to put 1 double crochet into the first one, 2 double crochets into the next one, and 1 double crochet into the next one. That. Skip these stitches of the V and work in the chain space of it and put another double V. And that is a repeat this time around. It's actually pretty easy. You're just increasing these double crochets in the middle every round. So we'll skip these right here, and we're going to be working in these 3. So 1 double crochet into the first one, 2 double crochets into the next one, 1 double crochet into the next one. Then we're going to skip these 2 stitches of the V and work in the chain space of it and put another V. So we're going to repeat this pattern all the way around. Get back around, you should still have 6 of the double V's, and then you'll have 24 double crochets at the end of this round. Okay, when you make it back around, you want to slip stitch into your first double crochet. And then we will start again by chaining 1, and we're going to work 1 double crochet into that very same stitch, and then we're going to work 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then we're going to work 2 double crochets into the next, and then 1 double crochet into the next, like that. And then we're going to skip these 2 stitches of the V, and working in the chain space we're going to put a double V. Just like that. Now we're going to be skipping these 2 stitches of the V, and we're going to be working in these 4 stitches. So we're going to put 1 double crochet into the first one, 1 double crochet into the next one, and then 2 double crochets into the next, and 1 double crochet into the last one, like that. So if you look close, you can see that we're just increasing by 1 of these double crochets every time around. So we had 1 there, then we had 2, then we have 3, then we have 4. Now we're doing 5. So we're just going to jump here to this next chain space and work a double V. Chain 1, double V, like that. Now we're going to skip these 2 stitches of the V, and we're going to work in these 4 stitches here. So we're going to put 1 double in the first one, 1 double into the next one, 2 doubles into the next, and then 1 double into the next. And then we're going to jump to this next chain space and work our double V. So I'm going to continue this pattern all the way around, and when you get back around at the end of this row, you should have 6 of the double V's, and then we're going to have 30 double crochets. Okay, let's slip stitch into the top of our first double crochet, and we'll go around again. And we're going to start out by chaining one, and we're going to work 1 double crochet right back into that very first stitch. And then we're going to work 1 double crochet into the next stitch. And then we're going to work 2 double crochets into the next. And then I'm going to work 1 double crochet in each of these last 2 stitches. So 1 here and 1 here. And then I'll skip these 2 stitches of the V, and then I'll V stitch into this chain space here. Like that. And then I'll skip these 2 stitches of the V, and we'll be working in these 5. And remember, we're just going to increase these 5 to 6 because every row they increase more, 1 more. So we're going to work 1 double crochet in the first one, 1 double crochet into the next one, and then 2 double crochets into the next one, and then 1 double crochet in these last 2. Just like that. And now we're going to skip these 2 stitches and work in the V stitch and do a double V. So now we're going to repeat this pattern all the way around until you get back to the beginning. Skip these 2, work 1 double here into the first one, 1 double into the next one, 2 doubles into the next, 1 double into each of the last 2. And then we'll skip these 2 of the V and work a V stitch here. So you should have a total of 6 double V stitches at the end of this round. Okay, I made it around. Now what I'm going to do is slip stitch into my first double crochet, and I am going to tie this off, and I'm going to do a color change here. I'm going to keep doing what I was doing. I'm just going to go to my purple now. So I'm just going to start right here in the same stitch that I just ended in, and I am going to chain 1, and then I'm going to do a double crochet right back into that same stitch. Just like that. And then I'm going to do a double crochet into the next stitch, 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then the next stitch I'm going to put 2 double crochets into the same stitch. So again, we're just increasing it by 1 stitch, and then 1 double crochet in each of the last 2 stitches, like that. And then we're going to skip these 2 stitches of the V, and I'm going to work double V right here in this chain space. I know you guys probably get the idea now how to do this, but we're almost done, so I'll just keep going row by row until we're done, like that. And now we're going to skip these 2 stitches of the V, and we're going to be working in these stitches here. So we're going to put 1 double crochet into the first 3. So 1 there, 1 into the next one, 1 into the next one, and then 2 in the next, like that, and then 1 in each of the last 2. That. And then we skip these 2 stitches of the V and work in the chain space, and we work a V, a double V. just like that. And now we're going to skip these 2 stitches of the V, and we're going to work in these stitches here. So we're going to work 1 double crochet into the first 3. So there's 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to work 2 double crochets into the next one, and then 1 double crochet in each of these last 2 stitches, and then we're going to skip these 2 stitches of the V and work here. So we're just going to repeat this pattern all the way around. And when you get back around to the end of this row, you should have 6 of these double V's, and then you'll have 42 double crochets. Okay, when you make it to the end, you want to go ahead and slip stitch into your first double crochet. And then I'm going to switch colors, and I'm going to do the edging at the bottom. So I'm going to bring my other color up. And I'm just going to start right where I left off. And what I'm going to do is start my yarn. And I'm going to chain 1. And I'm going to put 1 single crochet right back into that same stitch. Like that. And then I'm going to put 1 single crochet in every one of these stitches until I get to the chain 1 space of the V. So just like this. Including these 2 stitches of the V. You want to do a single crochet in those. And then when you get to this chain 1 space, I'm going to work 5 half double crochets in it. So there's 1 right through the space, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now I'm going to continue putting 1 single crochet in every stitch, but you want to make sure you get that first stitch there. You got to pull your stitches back sometimes to see it. You want to make sure you get that first stitch. And it's 1 single crochet in every stitch until you get to your next chain space. Just like this. When you get to your next space, it's 5 half double crochets right through it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Make sure you pull that back and start each single crochet right there in that first one. And we're just going to repeat this all the way around until we get back to the beginning. Okay, when you make it back around, you want to make sure, I just did this last 5 half doubles there in that space. You want to make sure you get these last 2 single crochets here. So right there and right here, and then you just slip stitch into your first single crochet, not the chain 1. It's the first single crochet. Tie that off and hide that tail if you want. I'll do that in just a little bit. So the dress part's done. Now we're going to do the sleeves, and they're basically done the same way as that trim that we just did. You just want to start right up here in this, see where these 2 are connected? Just start in the one side of it and start your yarn. And chain 1, now single crochet right back into that space. Just the one side of it. So it's just on one side. It's not together like we connected them, it's just on the one side. And now we're going to put a single crochet in each of these stitches until we get to the middle of the V right here, and that's where we'll do our 5 half doubles. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then slide these back. Make sure you get this first single crochet, and now it's just single crochet in every stitch, including this chain 1 space, until you get to your next chain, the next middle of the next V, and that's where you'll do your 5 half doubles. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slide that over, grab that first one, 1 single crochet in each of the stitch, including the chain 1 in between. So you just want to repeat this until you get all the way around. And when you make it back around to the beginning, I did the 5 half doubles here, and then a double here, a double here, and I have this chain 1 space here. Go ahead and single crochet right through that space, like that, and then kind of flip your work over, and then we're just going to slip stitch on this side in our first single crochet that we made, not the chain 1, but the first single. And then we can tie that off. Both sleeves are worked the exact same. So I'm going to do the other one, and then I'm going to hide all these tails real quick. Okay, that's it. I finished it. I tied off all the tails, and that's all there is to it. And here's my other one that I made earlier. So you can see they're the same. They're just opposite colors. I think this would make a nice little gift for somebody. You can find out what color their kitchen is, and they can hang them right up on the wall. It'd be really cute. But they're pretty easy. If you make this or anything else, I'd really like to see a picture of it. You can post a picture on my Bagoday Crochet Facebook page. I'll put a link to that below in the description box. And if you're needing a written pattern to this, you can always check out my Etsy shop. I'll put a link to that below too in the description box. And until next time, have a good day.